Here I am at Playland in Rye, New York. Fireworks. Various days during the week, during the night, I think it's Wednesdays and Friday nights. This park was built in the 1920s. I believe it's the oldest in the nation. It's Art Deco in theme. It's historic, it's beautiful, it's outrageous. Here's some of the rides. They're all rides that date back to the 1920s. 45-minute drive from Manhattan. Mariah Carey shot one of her music videos here because she grew up in the area. That's how fond she was of the area. It's a 45-minute train ride from Metro North from Grand Central Station in New York City. There's a bus service here also. I don't know exactly how that is. I will put that on the printed part of YouTube to give the description of the bus service. This place is beautiful. It's nostalgic of times an era gone by. If you're visiting the United States, it's a must-see park. It's a secret that's not known to too many. Here's the center entrance of the park. Of course it's closed now, it's late April. There's the Art Deco ice skating rink. It's a professionally sized, regulation sized ice rink built back in the 20s. The Rangers used to practice here. It's open to the public 8 months out of the year, closed during the warmer season. It's a beautiful rink. It has a huge glass sphere hanging from the center of the roof of the rink that reflects all the light, and it's beautiful. It's just gorgeous. It's so well done. It's the largest glass sphere I've ever seen in my life. They used to make those during the Depression times. Concerts are held here throughout the season, the summer season, of famous groups and bands and singers from the 1950s, 60s, and 70s. They have a website here that would describe all that, and better yet to call them, because I don't know how well it's advertised. The American flags saluting the park, and the park salutes America. This is some of the true culture from a bygone era in America. The carny culture that is so wonderful, that should not be lost. These are the various rides. Of course, there's nobody here right now. Here's the park where everyone gathers for the concerts. Famous Nathan's. See if I can get some better views. Cotton candy, all kinds of restaurants. There's an example at the end of Empire architecture. I think that's supposed to be somewhat a semblance of the Empire State Building, maybe. But it's Empire architecture. Maybe it's not the Empire State Buildings. I'm going to take us over to the boardwalk now. This is the giant water pond where they have a giant fountain that spurts up. It was in Mariah Carey's video, but obviously it's off right now. They say April in Paris, how about April in Playland? It's absolutely beautiful around here with all the flowers and ubiquitous springtime here with the birds dancing in the sky, proclaiming their songs with the effervescent rejuvenation of life. Why we're all here to begin with. Now we're coming upon the boardwalk. It's a mile-long boardwalk. There's fishing here for bluefish right off the pier and striped bass, and they can run pretty large here. I've seen 20-pounders caught here, but I know that they run 60 pounds. The striped bass and 10 pounds bluefish are quite common here, especially August, September, and October. Now's the time of year you can catch blackfish for a limited time until the water warms up. So this boardwalk is a mile long. The concession stands here. There's some very fancy, excellent restaurants here. That restaurant over there is newly renovated. It's brand new actually, but it's owned by the same owners, but it's called the Pier Restaurant Tiki Bar. It's pierrestauranttiki.com. You can look it up. It's got excellent seafood. Apparently there's going to be boating. Boats are going to be able to moor here at the dock on the pier. People traveling from Manhattan, but you better find out by going to the Tiki Bar's website to find out when that's going to be, because it's not open right now. This beach is a mile long. Part of it's owned by Playland, and then it's separated by a fence down there, and the other part is owned by the town of Rye, Oakland Park, Oakland Beach. Oakland Beach is part of Oakland Park, and that beach is also open to the public, but separately. You have to pay a separate fee to go in there, and there's separate parking there. It's actually nicer to park over at Oakland, and they have a beautiful restaurant there called Seaside Johnny's Restaurant. It's a very fancy, very expensive seafood restaurant if you can afford it. The swimming here is spectacular. It's the best swimming in Long Island Sound. It's calm water. You can take Metro North from Manhattan, from Grand Central Station, be here in 45 minutes. Then you have to take the taxi over.